in the description, Is this live? Oh yes, it is. In the description I posted a link that has a link of comments on Brutus, on the stream of Brutus, in which I posted a few comments, and he was talking about Hinduism and talking about the necessity of believing in God in order for our group to survive. And he was talking as if he believed in the Abrahamic God, and I asked him, well, was it the Abrahamic God he believed in? And he wouldn't answer, and I posted a few other things. But the upshot of it was that he didn't like my questions, and he timed me out, and I think the question that he most disliked was me asking whether his hatred of Jews was stopping him from adopting Islam, which is connected to Judaism, as is Christianity, since we both know that Christianity and Islam is derived from Judaism. And he sort of went, oh, no, and then, and that was it, just a flat denial, no explanation, which means that the answer must be yes, it is. That's a real reason. That's why he had to go all the way to India to find himself and call himself a Hindu, and know that no one in Britain, well, not enough of them anyway, are going to adopt Hinduism as the religion of this country. He knows in his heart of hearts that it's not going to be Hinduism that the British will adopt when they finally come to their senses. It won't be that. It will be the one that I'm promoting. And I guess he can't face it. There was a little comment that I posted that he deleted. And I know he doesn't appreciate my comments when at the end of it he says, oh, we'll just deport her. And the other interesting thing is that there was somebody in the chat who wanted me to come on to talk to him, and he said, oh, no, I've spoken to her before. But that's not the point. The point was to let me on so that I can explain to his viewers what my answer to the JQ was, and he didn't want to hear it. Now, I think the reason for this dishonourable behaviour, this deletion of my comment, timing me out, is well, evidence of insecurity, pettiness, dishonesty, denial, and I mean, it's obvious that if he had a proper answer, he would have answered, but he doesn't have a proper answer, and this has been going on for years and years and years, and he still hasn't got a proper answer to any of the issues that I raise. And he probably never will. I mean, he will probably keep saying, well, he will ignore my recommendations, my suggestions, my ideas, and pretend he's never heard of them. And if anybody in his chat should raise the subject, he'll pretend, well, he'll ignore them, or pretend that it's off. of no importance. And they all do that because they're just sad, mediocre men who are out of their depth and just don't know what to do. They seem to be completely deprived of any fatherly advice, and the awful truth of it is that I'm probably the closest person resembling giving them fatherly advice. How humiliating is that? There's no one in their lives bothering to give them any advice. I suppose this is what they cannot face, and I'm right. I'm not gloating, really. I mean, it's an awkward position to be in, for them as well as me, but I must, I'm afraid, push my message through. Otherwise, it would just be a waste of all my time and interest in politics. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about was Jews, who are obviously causing Gentiles to reject Islam and the Abrahamic God. I mean, nobody's expecting Gentiles to convert to Judaism, though some of them do. But there's no need, because there's a better religion that they could convert to if they want. And if they can't quite bring themselves to convert to Islam, then there's always secular Quranism. So basically, there are two levels of belief. You really believe in God and you really want to obey His laws in order to please Him, and then you're a proper Muslim. And there's a kind of second level compliance, which is that you see the wisdom of these laws, and even if God didn't exist, you see the logic of them, and you see the evil that these laws wish to discourage. And that's a kind of second order belief. So in this brave new Britain that I envisage after the revolution, what you'd have is all these different groups, and then if you can't bring yourself to declare your belief in any religion, then what you'd have to do is say you're secular Quranist, because that's a minimum moral standard, and then and anything below that is you're a criminal, you're an enemy of the people, or something of that nature, if you don't agree with the laws. And I think you can classify yourself okay, so Muslim is you follow all these laws because you want to please God, as well as avoid trouble with the law. And the other position is that you obey the law because you don't want to get into trouble, but you're not going to question it. And the dissident level would be you're a secular Quranist minus 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, depending on how many of the laws that you disagree with. I'm not quite sure how many laws there will be, because I haven't quite worked that out. But this is, in a way, a sensible way to measure compliance of the brave new world that I envisage. Thank you very much for your attention.